Okay, so you're looking to buy land ridiculously cheap, well below value, and you want to purchase property directly from the seller. You don't want to deal with real estate agents, you don't want to deal with wholesalers, you want to go direct to the seller, negotiate a great deal, and take your next property down. But you're not 100% sure of which strategy is going to work on this. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I make this happen and how I'm actually doing it in real time right now. I'll take you right through case scenarios. So before I get into this though, we just launched the Land Flipping Formula Mastermind. Actually, we're in the process of launching it. But if you wanted to join that, you need help getting through your next land deal, or you just want to be with a group of investors that are like-minded, that are pressing to the next level, buying properties really cheap, and then flipping them for cash or flipping them on seller financing terms to ultimately fund the lifestyle of their dreams, then go ahead and consider joining the mastermind. If you want information on that, text me at 440-567-6040 or check directly below. I should have some links set up in there so you could jump right in. But let's talk about how we buy properties from private sellers ridiculously cheap. So I dropped a video yesterday and I was sharing exactly how I source new areas, how to know what's going on in the area, how to determine what the land values are at retail pricing, and then from there, how to gauge what an offer price would be finding a motivated seller. So I was in Putnam County, Florida. Now scrolling Zillow. If you haven't seen this video, just check the last one on my playlist here. It'll walk you through exactly what I'm doing. But I go to Zillow. I search out a certain county, and in this case, it was Putnam County, Florida. I then decide to search properties from $0 to $10,000. I want to know what is going for retail pricing within that price point. So in there was a lot of properties everywhere from $4,500 to $10,000. Obviously, each area is going to determine a different price point. But for me, on that, just looking at basic quarter acre lots, I'm like, worst case scenario, these are worth $4,500. So once I determined that, I wrote down, what parts they were at, what the real estate agents were listing them for, what agents had the properties, just collecting data. Then from there, we got to go ahead and make offers on the property. So for me, when I determine my exit price of $4,500, I want to go ahead and make an offer price of, anywhere from 10 to 20% of that retail value there. So today, I reached out to offerstowners.com. Now, I promote them quite a bit on here, and I'm not an affiliate whatsoever, but I found something interesting. I haven't ordered direct mail from them in at least a month. When I went on there, they used to have a button that was called Full Service Mail Merge. You would click that button and you would purchase 500 letters, at least a minimum of 500 letters at 99 cents. I went on there today, the button no longer exists. So I picked up the phone and called them. They still offer the service, they just do it manually over the phone. So don't get discouraged if you go there and check this out. But anyway, I called them up. I said, hey, are you bringing this back? They said, yeah, we're bringing it back, new, improved, and better. We just don't have it on the site yet, but let's go ahead and do this manually. I said, perfect. I am looking for property in Putnam County, Florida. I only want to mail offers to the owners that live out of state. I'm not going to mail a single offer to anybody that lives in the state of Florida. They have to live out of state. I also am not going to offer anybody that has their property in an LLC. To me, this is an investor and they're more likely to not come off the deal really, really cheap. Whereas a personal owner may have inherited the deal. They're disconnected from it in a sense, and they might sell it really cheap. So we want private sellers. They live out of state. The property's not an LLC. We want quarter acre lots. I actually did 0.20 to 0.25 acre lots is what I was targeting, and everybody gets an offer price of $500 across the board. And we only started with 500 mailers. Now, typically I'll do 500 to 1,000 right off the bat, and why I do this is because I want to get feedback from the community that I'm mailing to. So when I send out these offers at $500 a pop and I test with only 500 mailers, if people respond with F you, I can't believe you'd insult me with this offer price, blah, blah, blah. Or if they respond with that and absolutely, I'll take 500. Great. I need to know how people are going to react and respond. And I test that with a little $500 investment or $1,000 investment. Now, ideally, we want to get deals right off the bat. And when we do, we forward the contract right to the title company. We'll cover that in a second. But when we get that response, we know we can mail much more, and our price point is good at that. If we get a ton of people that say yes, like I send out 500 offers at $500 and I get 50 yeses, I offered too much money. I want to go ahead and cut that back to 300 on the next mailing and see what happens. If I only get 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere in there, I'm priced right about where I need to be, and I can continue that on future mailings. But anyway, the ones that say, yes, I am ready to sell you my property for $500. They sign the contract. They send it back to me via email. Hopefully, worst case, they do snail mail to my P.O. box. I get the letter back. I forward it to the title company. Say, we're closing on this. It is a net $500 to them, meaning if there's a little bit of back taxes owed, I'm paying all the closing costs, whatever. I'm going to consume all those fees, and always check how much in taxes is owed to make sure it doesn't blow your deal. If there's a couple $100 owed, I don't care. I'll go ahead and absorb that because I know there's enough meat in the middle to go ahead and profit, and that's why I make my offers so low. So title company takes that. They say, okay, seller's getting $500. Mike has to pay the closing costs. He has to pay the taxes. So Mike, you need to wire us a check for $1,000 to go ahead and handle all the closing and all the fees and everything. We'll deed it over to your company. Boom. That's exactly how we make this happen. Now, if we get 3 accepted offers and I'm all in for $1,000 a piece, plus the $500 mailing, I'm in it for, let's call it $1,200 per property when I know I have an exit price of $4,500. So right off the bat, I will typically put all these out to my email subscribers that love buying properties on seller financing terms. So I'll flip it for $75 down, $75 a month for X number of months to get that $4,500 mark on my profit point there. Now, I start out in the red in the beginning, and for the first year or two, I'm just working to get my investment back. Once my investment's back, it's all cash flow from there. And you may be saying, hey, my pockets are a little tight. I can't afford to finance anybody. No worries. What I also do when I'm searching Zillow is I look for the real estate agents that have listings in that county with a very low on market time. It'll tell you how long the property's been on the market. So if an agent has properties on there and they're listed for 25 days or something like that and they have multiples, they may be flipping these things fast enough. And you want to reach out to those agents and say, I just took down 3 properties. The titles are good to go. Everything's paid up. What can you list these for at a fast resale price? And they may say, you know, if you're willing to take $3,900 a pop, plus $500 in our fee, then we can go ahead and get this done with the quickness. So you'd walk away with $3,400 after they took their fee. $3,400 minus $1,200, which was your acquisition price on it. You're all in for $2,200 of the profit at that point. And that's a nice chunk of change there. So if you take down 3, you flip all 3, you get $6,600. That's nice on your first mailing there. You go ahead and put money into more marketing. You pocket a little bit of cash, up your lifestyle, pay off some credit card debt wherever you're at on your journey, and rinse and repeat. So that's exactly how you go ahead and buy land from private sellers and profit wildly when you've done it properly. So if you have any questions about the land investment game, I want you to go ahead and drop those questions down below. You can also text me at 440-567-6040. A lot of people have been reaching out to me, so if I have not answered your questions yet, bear with me. I promise you I will do the videos on your questions. I just got to try and keep up with everything here. But more importantly, if you want real-time answers on your land investment journey, consider joining the mastermind. Text me at 440-567-6040. Just say, I'm interested in the mastermind. Cool. We'll get the conversation going, see if we're a fit for each other, and then we'll expand from there to get you in the group. So any questions? I already covered that. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.